Good morning, everybody. Mic on. Good morning, good morning. Can you see me and hear me? Good morning. I'm going to stay on for as long as my throat will allow. I'm a little bit sick this morning, so if my throat starts going, I will also have to get off, but we will see. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, let me go back up a little bit. 10. Why is this already being difficult? Oh, there we go. Okay. Let's get started. Is there a message from my spirit team and a token? It's a mouth and it's saying no with number 99. Something that's about to come up conversation-wise, no is a full sentence. You don't need to explain or justify your no. Allow no to be a full sentence and keep moving forward. What is my mom's health like just now? Not getting worse, but not getting better. Some stagnancy. I'm wondering if she's either waiting on some kind of answer or report on something. It feels like there's a waiting for some kind of answer or solution, and right now there's like a lack of progress. It feels stuck. Is my understanding of Delphi and Kylie Rodney correct? If and how am I to proceed? There's clarity on something that requires a shift of perspective. So I would say that there's a piece here that seems important. High Priestess is reversed. There's a piece that seems important that you need further clarity on that would come from a shifting of perspective. How is PR's pregnancy going to go? I don't have a good feeling about it due to her having an ectopic pregnancy in January and a tube removed. I kind of read this as like a high risk. The Hermit's reversed. So it's like issues that I'm having internally are causing external issues, or things that have happened inside causing external issues. 9 of Cups is reversed. I would say if there's like a request for her to be on bed rest or something earlier than desired, I would really stick to any of what she's offered in terms of solutions. There may be some difficulty there. How are the astrological transits taking place now impacting my life within the next 6 months or so financially? It feels like you're figuring out where the blockage is, whether that's internal or external or a mix of the two, so that you can take action. It almost feels like you end up getting frustrated, and because of the frustration, you make a change, and that change is beneficial to you. It's kind of giving like sick and tired of being sick and tired type energy. Message and song for Sarah as she starts this new chapter. All I know so far, and it shows her like taking a leap through the sky on the like she's like falling from the sky. Look before you leap when it comes to choices. There's a need to allow things to evolve without being rushed, and there's a need to be in observer mode in order to get what you need here. Don't rush forward. Make calculated, wise choices. My mom recently passed passed away. What was the cause? Ace of Cups, the Hermit. Oops, did I hit something? No. It's like too much of something and an overflow of something, or something being overburdened in like an electric spark, fire, nervous system. In reverse, a long time, things getting worse, deterioration, aggravation, something that was a problem in the past that was getting better, that all at once caused like a dam breaking type issue. Reward for past effort in reverse. It's like something she thought she was in the clear from was like a dam bursting all at once, is what I'm getting. Like overflow of something, or like the electric spark could be like a misfiring of neurons or something like that, like something, a signal being sent the wrong direction type thing, or fluid sent the wrong direction. What is my sole purpose? Whatever you've been through, that it's like monkey see, monkey do type thing. Like what you learned from the hard part of your life that required you to really focus is where the seed has been planted. And it feels like there's a change of strategy that's needed in order to re-access that. It's like quite literally you embody or you teach what you learned from the period of your life where you felt held back in like a bungee cord. That could be like an interest you had at the time, or that could be utilizing something you learned during that time. Message from my spirit guides. There's something that you're not seeing clearly when it comes to something you're trying to achieve in order to move forward. It's like you're trying to get the wheel to turn, but it's like you're pushing it and not realizing there's a rock underneath of it. So you have to take the rock out and then the wheel will go. It's like an energy of work smarter, not harder type thing, in something that you're trying to get to move forward. Did my ex-husband hide money and not declare it on forms during financial court proceedings years ago? Successfully, yes. Magician in reverse is manipulation and deception. I would say yes. Are we going to visit our grandson in Portugal next year? I would say taking a leap, and the star makes me think of like something may seem to be standing in the way and then it eases up type of thing. Like there may be like, oh, we're not going to do it, and then okay, last minute, or like change of plans and then we're able to type thing. What should I focus on for the rest of the year? And a song from my mom. "8 Days a Week" by the Beatles. Interesting, because that kind of goes with these cards. Not waiting around to figure out a solution to where you currently feel stagnant. It feels like this has something to do with finances, career, stability. It's like, don't wait for circumstances to change. You take action and the circumstances will change. Is Ellie happy at home? I would say there's moments of like freedom type feeling, or like relief or release, but it's also accompanied by feelings of maybe being like unseen, or like not neglect, but like not getting the attention that I want, and then I'm overjoyed when I get the attention I want type of thing. Well, my husband and I split. All we do is fight. Queen of Cups and the Devil. And 8 of Cups, walking away unfulfilled. Knight of Rods, passion. It feels like one of you is really trying to get the other person, your partner, to be on the same page. I think if that person's not able to get on the same page, then a need to kind of readdress the situation, pulling your energy back, maybe like a temporary separation or some kind of ultimatum. But I do feel like there's a conversation that could be had as well to see if the person is willing to kind of get on the same page in a different way you've had that conversation in the past, if that makes sense. Oops, what happened to that? Message and a token. It's a little fairy with number 43. Whatever you're working towards is starting to pay off. It feels like you are trying to almost like bring light to an otherwise dark situation. And it feels like you haven't been making progress. You're starting to. You can't see the progress yet, but it's happening. Death was flipped over. Whatever changes you're making are in the right direction. Yeah, I did not have time to get to that email yet. I'm very behind. I will, though. I have to look back through the video. Didn't receive message from my guides. There's a feeling here of making up for a past disappointment in which you feel like you made the wrong decision. You're going to start to realize that you made the right decision out of 2 decisions that both felt wrong. It feels like a situation's maturing so you can have a shift of perspective. And I'll get to your email as soon as I can. Message from my spirit guides. It's like you've been chipping away at this wall with some kind of progress you're seeking to make. It's like a doing it for me type energy. Whatever this is, you've been chipping away at the wall for long enough that the wall is about to fall, but it feels like there is some resistance on the other side. That doesn't mean you're heading in the wrong direction. It's just kind of needing to get your footing in whatever reality is on the other side of that wall. Are we finally on the same page, or is he just telling me what he thinks I want to hear? I feel like it's, how do I word this? I'm telling you what I think you want to hear, hoping that I can make that true, but not all the way sure if I'm ready to make that true. I still have choices to make here. My mind isn't all the way made up, but I'm hoping that I show up how I'm telling you I want to show up. I feel like I'm supposed to check into a will. Maybe it's not being honored. Some dishonesty or avoidance of conversation when it comes to how things were maturing. So like, this will is supposed to go to 5 different people. We split it between 4 and we shut up about the 5th person type thing. It could be a situation like that. I would say check into it. Message from my mom. With a little help from my friends by the Beatles. Getting support from others or being in receiving mode is not weakness. You're always give, and there's a need for you to allow yourself to be heard. There's some sort of expression that you've been delaying, and it will set you free to allow yourself to kind of talk through it with someone you trust. What is the most relevant for me at this time from Spirit Team, song or token? Motto by NF. I don't need no introduction. Reverse. It's giving like take a bow. Take a bow. Whatever fight you were just in, whatever battle you were just in, it's like the other side lost. It's like they did like a go big or go home move, and it failed. Oh, it's someone on one of those unicycle bike things where it just has the one wheel. It's almost like someone was trying to make you be their like dancing bear, and their last opportunity to do that has ended. You're in the clear now. Am I the top choice of the job? I have a culture interview for Thursday. I would say they're not all the way committed yet to like a top choice. It does feel like you have your own choice, or like they're still trying to make a decision. There may be a few top choices, but if there is a few, I would say that you're one of them. What is the bottom self-limiting belief for Marcia's data session? Bottom self-limiting belief. Because of something in the past, I question self-worthiness. I question either being seen, being perceived, and that is associated with some kind of money wound, but the money wound shows as a money wound, but it's more of like a self-worth, self-concept wound. Feeling hesitant to take up space that would allow the person to be seen. I don't feel I can be who my parents want me to be in many ways. Is there anything I should know about this? I don't feel I can be who my parents want me to be. I feel like you should not want to be. I feel like there is this self-limiting belief that you're being called to break out of, where maybe in past lives you kind of succumbed to what everyone else expected of you or wanted of you, and now it's like it's hitting very close to home in this lifetime, because you're meant to say, okay, you know what, there's probably nothing I can do to really make you happy or live up to your expectations, so I'm going to live for me. It's like this opportunity to take back your power. Yeah, Ace of Swords, truth. When I split the deck, it feels like you can step into the energy of the unconventional route for yourself, or you can be limited by other people's projections, fears, or strategies. It feels like it's an opportunity to take back your power, even though it's painful. Even though it feels wrong, it's not wrong to take back your power, even though it's them that want you doing certain things. Some people's knowing best for us isn't really what's best for us. There's a need to realize that is what you need to take back your power. Did I meet my soulmate already in this life? If not, will I still meet this person? An indication of when. I would say no. Four of Wands reversed. You will meet this person. It feels like this person's currently in a commitment or is healing from a previous commitment, or maybe you are. We have 2 4s. It's 2024. 2, 8, 2, 4, 8. That cancels each other out. I would say between it's 2025 to 2025, 26, 27. I would say by 2027-ish. CC's feelings towards me. I don't want you to know something, because you not knowing something or not perceiving something in a certain way is keeping you from making decisions that I wouldn't want you to make, or keeping you from showing up in a different way for me. Yeah, 3 of Wands, 8 of Swords. It's like this feeling of hesitancy. Messages and song for me. Ghost by Ryan Carvalho. My whole life I've been curled up, worried about fitting in. Don't know what I am, just know that I'm different. Don't shrink yourself for other people. There's this energy here of like taking bold action despite what other people think and not allowing other people's projections to keep you back from something that you're being called to do. This is like an idea that you have or a change that you want to make, full send, regardless of how others feel about it. Will my daughter-in-law carry full term with this baby? If so, will it be a boy or a girl? You carry full term. Carry full term. Ending. So cycle. 5 of Pentacles is reversed. So I'm not locked out. I'm in for the full cycle. King of Wands. Queen of Swords in reverse. Cutting action. I feel like very close to full term. If not full term, I would say within 2 weeks of being full term. Any message from my dad's family for his birthday, his mom? One second. That's Life by Frank Sinatra. Feels like there's some kind of sign or message, or if there's somewhere from my dad's family for his birthday, if there's somewhere you or him would go that would be kind of associated with like happy memories, maybe there's a sign that could come through then. It's like someone on the other side is going to show up. It's like, I'm not gone, I'll show you that type energy. There's also this message of there's some kind of event coming up that maybe he's kind of, or you're kind of worried about, like triggered emotions. It's not going to be that. This is like a change, like it's showing up as joy instead of anxiety. There's a key with number 22, things coming together. Getting the key to, someone's going into the next stage of grief where it's going to start to get easier in some way, feels to be the message. Message from my spirit team. There's something in the blueprint or the planning stage that needs a twist in something that you're doing. It has the potential for bigger victory, but there's a need to avoid what's that called? You know, like a labyrinth where there's like the marble that you have to roll through, and then there's all these like little holes that you could potentially fall in. It's like right around the corner, there's this hole that you could avoid because you're close to the finish, but there needs to be a pivot in the way that you're turning that corner, if that makes sense. It feels like something business related. So you don't have to take a couple steps back. A pivot in perspective. Oh, let me go to this list for a minute. New member, thank you. Where did I put that? Situations that were sent to destroy you or make you lose your mind didn't even touch your soul. Shine on. It feels like there's some wound that the Band-Aid is coming off of because you're ready to handle it. So trust yourself to feel the feelings and not suppress. Will past life regression session help me unblock my heart space? Also, please have mod show instructions for becoming a member again. I will. Can one of my mods please email me and remind me to post to the community page that the video. I made a video of how to do it on a phone because for some reason it's so difficult. But yes, I will. Will past life regression session help me unblock my heart space? Yes, but it's attached to something else too. Hold on. So yes, it will, because it's going to show you what other wound is connected to this wound. It's like there's a wound on top of the heart space wound. And in order to get to the heart space wound, you need to heal the wound that's above it. It's like two paths coming together type of thing. Grounding deficit and past life wounds. So needing to sit with your feelings and emotions and see where they lead you, because there's a past life wound that you may not be able to recall, but the energy of it still needs to be healed. I have inner teenager, some rebellion against emotions that came to the surface before. So I would say it feels like you need a really good cry. You need to release the emotions that you might not be able to understand, and that's what helps you access that heart space. Will TL help get our refund and time frame, please? It feels like there's a hurdle that needs to get overcome, but then eventually you do get it. Is it possible there's like a different form that could be filled out, one that different than what you've already filled out? It does feel like it happens, but it feels like there's a delay of at least like 2-ish months longer than you anticipate. Why did my guide send me the pink tennis ball? Pink tennis ball. Need a song. 10 Feet Down by NF. I know the person in the mirror is not the perfect one. I look at him every day and think he's not enough. Pink tennis ball. It's meant to be a sign of something. I'm almost wondering if there's something this correlates to from your past. It's like it's meant to be associated with another memory. It might not be necessarily pink that's associated with it. Like pink could, the tennis ball and the color of the tennis ball seems to mean something else. The tennis ball seems to attach to a past memory, where pink seems to be something from now, if that makes sense. How could I better handle the situation that happened with my family this past weekend? I would say maybe waiting for tensions to de-escalate before having a conversation or offering some kind of solution. It almost feels like what this is saying is, how do I word this? There may have been conversations had when the other person or other party was not ready to hear or understand you. So maybe waiting for the like tension to dissipate a little bit so that you could actually get your point across, type of thing. Going back to the other list, I just don't know where I am. Am I feeling a histamine flush, or should I look for alternative meds? I know this is not med advice. Yes, thank you for saying that. Am I feeling a histamine flush, or should I look for alternative meds? This would be a release. This would be going forward. This would be two different paths that you could take. 3 of Cups in reverse. I would say, or should I look for alternative meds? Am I getting the flush? This would be the flush. I feel like there's more time needed, like to see if it's going to get you to where you need to get. I would say don't jump the gun yet unless you feel like something is heading in the opposite direction. If you're maintaining or slowly getting better, I would give it more time. If it seems to stop or go backwards, I would say to maybe look into something else. I seem to be angry in general right now. Is this a part of the chemo process, and what can I do to release it? Not who I want to be. I would say yes, it's part of that. It just there's this feeling of like it's just not fair. And there's this feeling of like, I don't know where to place the anger, but I want to place the anger somewhere because I know it's not fair. And then I'm angry at myself because I can't put the anger down and I don't know where to place the anger. What can I do to release it? I guess I would say there's a need to dig down root of other pieces of anger. So what else is it that you may be angry about? Start addressing that. It will kind of allow like a releasing of the tension around that one specific emotion. Like if you can address other things you're angry about or unpack other things you're angry about, it'll help you not avoid the feeling of anger or feel overburdened by the feeling of anger. It'll lessen the power that anger has, I guess is what I'd say. Can I trust the feedback from management, and will I keep my job in 2025? Can you trust the feedback from management? I don't think so, no. This is like, I'm telling you this in a way that's good for me, even if it causes you internal conflict. Four of Swords would be some kind of avoidance, and Eight of Swords is like, I'm avoiding addressing this completely so that it's better for me, as in them. Will I keep my job in 2025? Secret being revealed, not moving forward, putting down a heavy burden. It feels like there's going to be some major change here to the dynamic of the job. You might not lose the job itself, but it feels like there's a major change in dynamic. Can I have a song from my dad? Rocket Man by Elton John. An offer spiritually to my child. It feels like he's going to show up for you in some way. Or maybe there's been like a message that he's confirming was him. If that hasn't happened, then it feels like there's going to be one that you'll clearly know is from him. Something with music. My spirit guide, and what is their message? Feels like who is showing up is a guide that's been with you for a very long time, but is not someone that you know personally. This feels like almost like there's this small little group of deities or angels or ancestors that have been working with you specifically on helping you to find love for yourself again after situations or relationships in the past that made you feel hard to love. And the message is that you're making a lot more progress than you're giving yourself credit for. Healing is not linear. Healing a perspective shift is not linear. Is my new distant healing method assisting my theta clients before their sessions to be more prepared for their sessions? Yes, specifically helping to not hold back. Like I'm able to open, I'm able to be open, or I'm able to communicate in a way that's not held back. Message and a token. It's a giraffe with number 18. Don't hold on too tightly to something or someone that's trying to be let go of right now. Your spirit team may have seen things that you didn't see or heard things that you didn't hear. So trust whatever may be falling away. Song from my guardian angel. Oh, you're so welcome. Let's see. I'm Still Standing by Elton John. I'm Still Standing. What is that quote? The rubble is a map. The rubble is a map. Sometimes things need to deconstruct so that everything blocking the way back to yourself can be cleared. Right now, it feels like you're not making progress. Right now, it feels like you're lost, but it's paving the way for this new beginning. Message and a song. A Little More by MGK, and it looks like the Fool card with like the ledge. A little more. There's a need for you to kind of be the student of your own mind right now and be willing to shift perspective on something you felt very sure about. If you're not able to move forward, it's not because something is the wrong thing. It may just be the wrong approach. I have scheduled a neurologist appointment that I don't want to go to for some reason. Deep down in my gut, I was up all night making trips to the John. Should I go or should I stay? I feel like you should go. I feel like either you're going to get the answers you need or you're going to get the peace of mind, because otherwise your anxiety is going to be eating you alive. The Four of Cups can be disappointment, but the Ten of Wands reverse is putting down a heavy burden. This is balancing the two. So you might not love what you hear, but you'll be able to kind of put the burden down, or you may just feel that anxiety that builds up, but then you get the answers and you get to put down the burden. I would say there's a need to go. A message from my Shep. Did he receive my last text before he died? And any message from him? Did he receive? Well, this isn't not walking away unfulfilled. So I didn't walk away without some kind of answer. Queen of Swords is first, though. Received, unable to respond, though. I got it. I couldn't say anything back. Any message from him? There's a need to stop blaming, shaming, or questioning yourself. Everything unfolded like it needed to. It's almost like maybe you're questioning if they're questioning your intentions, or maybe you're questioning if they questioned how much you cared or something like that. And that's not the case at all. There's a need to kind of forgive yourself there for whatever that is that you're holding on to. Here, back to this list for a minute. A message from A. A message from A. There's a need for you to look back at another message that you've gotten from A from a different perspective. Almost like an aha moment is buried in a previous message that wouldn't make sense then, but would make sense now. I want to get a song for that. Whenever You Remember by Carrie Underwood is the song. Messages from my future children. Your ability to teach others how to learn is going to be pivotal with these children. I don't know if this is necessarily a message from the children or more from like the children's guides. Like the children are going to either be very intelligent or doing something with their like ability to unpack or understand intellectual messages. So your ability to teach good ways of learning is going to be pivotal when it comes to your future children. Should I worry about the white car outside that's observing me? Should I worry about the white car outside that's observing me? Weird message. It's kind of giving if there was something to worry about, it would have happened already type of thing. So I would say be observant of making sure the patterns don't change, but if things stay the same, I would say no. Do 2 more here and then go back to the other list. Oh, thank you. One of these for you. Don't allow loneliness to make you reconnect with toxic people. We don't drink poison just because we're thirsty. It's giving know your worth and add taxes type energy when people come back from the past. Message from Sean. Come Together by the Beatles. There's something about the image, like crossing the street, crossing over, in between the lines, out of the line, coloring out of the lines. There's a need to switch strategy on a way that you're conversating with another person. It's like you are saying it correctly, they're not able to understand it to your level of comprehension. So there's a need to kind of address the audience from the audience's level of comprehension in order to get your point across. Now, let me go back to this list. Why does this move so much? Okay. 1 second. Message from my higher self and a song. Don't Change by Abstract. It's the song. Oops, I didn't mean to take that many. Whatever was sent to get into your mind and have it functioning a way that wasn't going to serve you, it didn't work. There's this feeling of being very strong mentally. There's this feeling of you recognizing what's your thoughts, what's your emotions, and what is not. And you're making more progress than you're giving yourself credit for. There is this feeling of needing to balance out what you're focusing on now. It's almost like you're still focusing on certain things that you were focusing on before some kind of major healing, and there's a need to kind of shift that. Did heart attack or medical emergency cause my father's fatal accident? Queen of Swords. Heart attack or medical emergency? Heart attack. So head over heart. Medical emergency action. Tower in reverse. Something medical happens and I am not able, how do I word this? Something medical happens quickly and I'm not able, you're saying accident. I'm wondering if it's a car accident. I'm not able to make a quick decision or correct something, or I'm stuck, like I'm frozen. I guess that could be a heart attack. Like I need to turn or I need to brake or I need to something and I'm frozen. It does feel like something medical is associated with him, like not being able to correct or adjust or make some kind of quick decision. I need a song for that. When I'm 64 by the Beatles. Birthday greetings, bottle of wine. If I'd been out till 2:45, would you lock the door? It's like I'm locked out of my ability to do something in a quick moment. What would Jay say if he could be truthful, honest with me? If I'm Jay, I would tell you what I feel like you need to hear to get you to make decisions that I would want you to make. And then there's this energy of like, I would show you how I've been doing that. Like, if I had to be honest with you, I would tell you what you want to hear, and then I would tell you how I justify that as honesty in my mind, if that makes sense. There's this feeling of like gaslighting myself to gaslight you. Change this 1 second. I had a job interview. Will I get the job? I feel like you're getting closer to something, but I don't really think it's this one. And I almost feel like either you suspect that or you feel like there's something about this job I'm not going to like. I would say keep looking. There's something better. Not going to make it today. But Kaylee Ford contacted you email about her sister Nikki McCain's. Oh, I will look. Yes. Kaylee Saley. 1 second. Is it? No, that's Brandy. I will send me another email and I will look through my emails are really backed up right now. I will look through that as soon as I can. But yes. Message from my Uncle Chuck. The Chain by Fleetwood Mac. I can still hear you saying we would never break the chain. There's something generational wound wise that you share with this person, and you're the one that's meant to kind of put an end to that. The way to put an end to that, it's giving like lotus flower, like growing through what you went through. There's a pattern that ran in your family until it ran into you. And it has something to do with communication or throat chakra or holding back in some way. You're the one that's meant to break the chain of that. Run in the shadows. That's the shadow work that's needed. Message from my mom. Fire and Rain by James Taylor. 2019 may be significant. There's something you're avoiding facing within, and the only way out is through. It feels like there's a or there needs to be focused more on a solution to said stressor. It's kind of like the building's burning and you need to get out type thing. Like the only way out is through the smoke, through getting some kind of clarity that may be uncomfortable. Any recommendations on how to help my 18-year-old daughter not make the same mistakes I did? Give and take student not completing a cycle. I would say there needs to be a focus on like what you feel like you missed out on by the choices that you made. It's like needing to it's kind of giving like shrink down, like when your daughter's not a toddler, but like when an adult hunches down to like a toddler's height and like speaks to them, it's kind of giving like needing to translate it into ways that she'd understand about what you lost out on or what you feel like you missed out on because of certain choices or because of certain things. It's like needing to shift her perspective of putting it in the way of like translating it to her now on what you missed out on then. Like what would she miss out on now that you missed out on then in like a translation way, if that makes sense. I don't know if I'm saying that right. It feels like there's a need to kind of get her talking about it. It's like there's a lot jumbled that she would understand more if she's able to express. Where am I? So what is next? What is next? This is kind of giving serenity prayer. Grant me the courage to change the things I can. The grace, what I forget what it is, but the serenity prayer. It feels like there's certain things you need to learn, what you're able to change and what you're not. And there's something right now that requires a change, and it's going to require you kind of being a student of the topic. So let's say that's finances. It's like looking at different solutions. Let's say that is friendship. It's like looking at different ways of communication. It's like needing to really dive into where you feel the blockage is and find a way to change what feels stagnant right now. If it's a relationship, it's approaching things in a different way. It's like you have the tools, they just need to be utilized differently, and then you find forward progress with that. Message from my higher self. Okay, so the song is Never Gonna Die by Abstract. And I know you just said about that doctor's appointment. Whatever the worst case scenario is, that's not what's happening. Don't fear the worst case scenario. But I feel like there is a need to still go so that you can get the information to make proper choices or decisions to either do preventative care or at least get the mindset of fear alleviated. It feels like what you're being guided to do right now is get answers that seem scary, but will bring some kind of release after at least having the answers. It feels like there's like an abundance of stress that you're holding right now, and needing to one by one start to unpack that, because the stress will take a bigger toll than the fear. The stress will take a bigger toll than the toll that would be taken by the fear of holding on to it. Any messages for me today? There's something that there's like two sides here, whether it's like work, home, or relationship versus relationship with others versus relationship with self. It's like there is this needing to come back into balance, because something that's off balance is causing self-sabotage because you're avoiding one hand of it. It's like I'm focusing so much on this that I'm avoiding this, and it's causing this imbalance, which is causing self-sabotage because I'm self-sabotaging to avoid the imbalance. As I just throw all the cards on the ground. 1 second. Yeah, needing to free yourself from the avoidance of a lesson. What you're avoiding right now, focusing on that brings everything back into balance. What is to come for B and I in the future? You're going to get clarity on the realization that you can't make people make the right decisions, or you can't make people show up how you need them to. Like you've done everything you can, if that were going to be the case, that it would happen. But there's this energy of needing to realize where your power ends and someone else takes their own power into their own hands. I feel like there's this feeling of realizing that there's only so much that you can change or control. And it feels like there's this energy of you being tired of being told just what you want to hear. Any messages I need to know right now? Feeling defeated. The feeling of defeat is so you can break a previous pattern, but there's a need to trust yourself on how to handle it. There's a need to take things slow right now. Sometimes we need to have something removed from the path that we weren't realizing was an obstacle. And it feels like we're losing what we wanted, but what we thought we wanted needs to be removed to make space for what we need. So it feels like there's I need to focus on how is this happening? How could this possibly be happening for me instead of to me type of thing? Will my daughter Maddie and Logan do well moving in together? Yes and no. It feels like they're gonna butt heads about something. It's like maybe something to do with finances or something to do with like the divvying up of space or chores or what and things. Um, it just kind of feels like typical. Will my daughter Maddie and Logan do well moving in together? Oh, I don't think these are both your daughters. It feels like there's some bickering and some imbalance in the dynamic that action will needed to be taken to overcome. So it's like we move in, there's some butting heads about things, and then we have space to kind of get on the same page and create a flow. Is my marriage on the line? I'm torn. I would say there's something going on here. Lovers is reversed and the tower to clarify. It feels like there's things being swept under the rug, things not being discussed, or the star page of cups, things have been discussed or brought out, but they haven't all the way been brought to a conclusion or resolution yet. Feels like there's you're saying on the line. I think I'd word that as something's hanging in the balance. Is that what that quote is? Like something's hanging. I'm seeing it as like a cliff over here and a cliff over here, and there's this key in the middle, and one of you needs to get the key, but the key keeps swinging back and forth between the two of you, and each of you are like hesitating to fully grab it. Feels like there needs to be some really difficult conversations kind of put out there so one of you can get this key. Is my friend's little bit of a thing going on at home and feeling like things are hectic pertaining to their personal life, like I suspect? If so, does it look like it'll get fixed or break up? Hectic pertaining to their personal life. They're both looking in the same direction. A disconnection at home that's not making progress. I would say it feels like there's some kind of standstill that you've been picking up on that seems to be actually happening. The Tower, 10 of Pentacles reversed. Does it look like it'll get fixed or break up? It doesn't look like it's getting fixed anytime soon. It almost feels like it's getting worse before it has any potential to get better. How will today go for my family? How will today go for my family? Feels like there's something like I was hoping for more, or I was hoping for maybe more answers, more solutions, more clarity. Like it's not that it's whatever I'm getting doesn't feel to be complete yet. Feels like there's something being held back. Not that it goes negatively, but more of like a what should be complete is not yet complete. There's still action needed to take towards completion. How concerned do I need to be about the informative letter I received in the mail? How concerned do I need to be? It's not over yet. There's something else you're going to have to deal with that goes with it. It's going to require some kind of change, but there's also a solution. I need to give something to get a solution. I don't know if that's money. I don't know if that's time. I don't know if that's like making a bunch of phone calls type of thing. I would say not there is going to be a manageable solution, but it's going to require the expenditure of like money or time or effort on your part. Was it meant to be that I did not have children in this lifetime? I feel like it has something to do with a past life. It's kind of giving like in a past life, my partner mistreated or abandoned or something to children, and I needed to heal this cycle of showing up for myself without the worry of how someone else could affect my offspring, if that makes sense. I would say like and I'm not saying if you're still like in children-bearing age, I'm not saying it's not possible, but it feels like this was like the wrapping up of a previous cycle from past lives. It just fell out. Yeah, 10 of Cups is reversed. Feels like in a past life you may have moved quickly with someone and they ended up being the opposite of what they portrayed themselves to be, and the shock of that required healing. Will my friend put me in the right company as far as insurance for retirement? Side. Oops. So reversed. Will my friend put me in the right company as far as insurance for retirement? It feels like you go with one company and then end up switching to another company. I don't know if that's them putting you in the wrong one or them getting bought out. You know how sometimes like if you buy like a mortgage, someone will buy your loan or something like that. I don't know if it's something like that. It feels like there ends up being a switch at some point. I would say be flexible in the way that you're thinking of it. There may need to be some kind of unexpected change. Trying to see if there's anyone let me go to this list. Hold on. I'm going to close super chats as well. Did I make the right decision in regards to my most recent job? Any messages in regards to this and finances? Did I make the right decision? Feels like you made the decision that you had to make because you realized that something was holding you back and was going to continue to do so until you took some kind of action. It almost feels like a spiritual push forward. Page of Pentacles reversed. Sometimes you need to take a loss to make room for a potential win, is how I'd word that. Any messages regarding to this and finances? You're being led to something that's more suited for you, but it's going to be a season of discomfort or like fighting for it. Like it's almost giving like, how bad do you really want what you know you want to happen? Because it feels like you're going to need to fight for it, but whatever happened previously is making the space for you to be able to do that, the fight for it. Will my ebook impact customers and my money? My ebook impact customers and my money. There's something that needs to be shifted. There's action needed so it can have the impact you want it to make for customers. And there's something you're not seeing that the pivot in that would help you get financially where you want to be. Not that it's not possible, but there is still some changes needed for it to happen in the way that you want it to happen. Any connection to the Morgan? I've had a lot of weird spiritual things happening since learning about her. Weird spiritual things happening. I'm here to show you where you've been subconsciously giving your power away in a way that you wouldn't be able to see without this specific way of delivering the message. So, Hermit in reverse. I'm lighting up a corner of your mind that you didn't realize the light was off on, if that makes sense. I'll do one more and then head back to the other list. Was my kitty born with a physical problem or did he have a brain tumor? Message for him, please. Physical problem. Or did he have a brain tumor? 2 and 2. Interesting. It feels like there's something that was like if you would have caught it earlier or if you would have done different treatment, it wouldn't have mattered type of thing. Like there wasn't anything else that could have been done to bring a solution to this. So there's nothing you dropped the ball on or caught on to too late. This feels like something that was insolvable. Yeah, the moon. No solution. I feel like it's two things together, like the combination of something that already existed in combination with something that was made worse by that. Like almost like I have this problem and then the side effect from the problem makes the problem worse type of thing. I'm not really getting clear yes or no on brain tumor, but I do feel like there was two problems that exasperated each other. How am I doing? I feel like I have released a lot. You're moving forward with a specific shadow wound that was causing you to continuously be at war with yourself. Yeah, it's like quite literally you stopped the battle. It feels like you made a lot of progress on internal dialogue. And the reason you made progress on internal dialogue is because you addressed the wound that was keeping you at war with yourself. So now whatever you're addressing going forward, it's going to be like you and your higher self versus the problem instead of you versus your own wound. Let me go back to this list. I know I was not to 10:55 yet, was I? How will today go? I did that one. Informative letter. Children. 1 second. Message from my maternal grandma. Yesterday by the Beatles, 2009 may be significant. Yesterday, all my troubles seemed so far away. Now it looks like they're here to stay. There's a need to disconnect from a limiting belief that's holding you back so that you can make some kind of action move or some kind of change. It feels like something that didn't work out for you really worked out for you, and you're going to start to see that clearly. My mom passed suddenly. We were going through documents for my grandfather. She was his power of attorney. Is there anything we should know? Don't Twice, It's All Right by Bob Dylan. Ain't no use to sit and wonder why. Sit and wonder why. There's something you're worried about finding or not finding. It feels like you're going to be led to the right information. Almost like something that feels missing is going to be found. Like, you're worried about it, but don't be worried about it. It's almost like it's right there. Like, it's something that's being looked over, but it's right there. I would say the message is to read through anything that seems confusing or anything that seems to be lacking a piece. Read through it one more time. There's something that's there, but maybe being missed or like not weighed properly. A guardian angel, justice, balance, harmony, being watched over and protected. Is there a way, if there's something that you feel like you're missing, is there a way to get someone else that you trust to give the paperwork like a second go? Maybe they'll see something that you're not in terms of what you feel like you need information wise, if that makes sense. What do I need to know about the conversation I'm going to have with my bio mom on Sunday? It's easier for her to hide behind some kind of wall, and her lack of being able to be truly vulnerable with you is not a you thing. It feels like there's a need to expect resistance where you're hoping there is none, so that you aren't frustrated in the moment by it and you kind of are anticipating it before going in. I feel a strong pull to continue tarot and other forms of divination, but I feel exhausted a lot of the time. Why and how can I fix this? Feels like what you're learning or understanding needs to come out. So document it, written down, maybe record it. It's like you're putting this map together in your mind of something, and it's not being documented in some way or like put on paper or put together. So it's like you're trying to subconsciously make sure you remember all of it. And it feels like the exhaustion is coming from like cycling back through and being like, okay, how does this connect to this, connect to this? But that's taking energy to repaint the picture every time. So maybe putting it down on paper and starting to kind of, it doesn't have to be anything you share, but just like putting the map that you're creating together on paper seems to be significant. Maybe not literally paper, but recorded or computer or something like that. Feels like the exhaustion is coming from cycling back through, making sure that you're understanding everything correctly. Are Elon Musk's intentions good? We know about his intentions. How do I word this? Emperor reverse, 10 of Pentacles, 7 of Wands, 5 of Wands, reverse, Chariot. My intentions really are for my own benefit, but I know how to make it look like I'm also trying to benefit other people. So I'm going to do that for as long as I can, and then I may shift where it's a little more obvious the reason that I'm doing it, but I want to get everyone else on board with the reason that I'm doing it first. so they'll be more susceptible to go along with it. That's what I'm getting. Okay. When will a romantic relationship come for me? Interesting. I shuffled the song Here's to Moving On by Dashboard Confessional. I feel like it's going to be a minute because there's something you're still healing from. It may have been feeling like someone chose something or someone else over you. There's a need to work on self-concept here. 7654, 2024, 25. I would say within the next 2 years. One second. Is the warm energy coming up through my feet, Jesus? How do I say this without sounding blasphemous? It feels like, maybe you'll understand how I'm getting this. It feels like if Jesus had an apprentice, like someone connected to or associated with that you've been working with, or someone that's trying to make themselves known to you in order to help you understand a message that would be a message from Jesus. So like close but no cigar type energy, like it's connected in some way but not directly. It's associated with that message still. Is my boyfriend's medical emergency resolved or something deeper than what the ER determined? And this is like, I don't have all the clarity, haven't had the breakthrough yet. Ace of Cups in reverse. I feel like there's something more that's going to pop back up. I would say not in the clear yet. One of you are worried about something you think it could be in terms of like, okay, well, worst case scenario, it's this. It's not that, but it's also not done. It's like a medium. Like it's going to show back up, but not as worst case scenario. Let's do this one. Actually, hold on. Think of whatever question it is that you're like, I don't know if I'm understanding this message correctly. For some reason I'm feeling this is the deck. Corroborate, thumbs up. You are understanding whatever that is correctly. And convincing on the bottom. You're understanding it correctly and it associates with another message. Like now that you know you understood that correctly, it makes that make sense type of thing. Are the things I've started doing helping me connect better? Oh. Helping me connect better. It feels like the things that you're doing are helping you to see where the self-limiting belief is. So it's almost like what you're doing is a flashlight. And now you're like, oh, that's the limiting belief that was limiting me from connecting in the way that I wanted to. Now there's a need to address that self-limiting belief, but you have the flashlight on it now. So yes, it's helping, but there's another step too. Okay, so it was a okay, motorcycle accident. Okay, so that would make sense. If there was a situation where, okay, I was seeing it as a car, but cycle, that makes a little bit more sense because if I start to lose balance or if I start to turn this way and I need to correct, something happens in that moment where I can't readjust. So that makes sense. Thank you for letting me know that. That makes a lot of sense. So I would say yes, it was something medical that had delayed reaction time in a way that he couldn't counteract. It's not like I just don't want to react. It's like I literally can't in the moment, if that makes sense. Where would be the best place to begin with Kelly's theta session? It feels like there's a lot going on. Feels like there's a lot going on. Karmic blockages and spiritual ego in reverse. So I feel unworthy because of patterns that I engaged in the past. I feel patterns I engaged with in the past. This has been lasting for a long time, and I fear the vulnerability around it. So I would say addressing patterns that continuously show up of disempowerment. Like, what is the root cause of the disempowerment? What was the first time you gave your power away, type of thing? Me do some on this list. Who grabbed my foot the other night? Who grabbed? This would be like, typically has a bed. It's in reverse. So it's giving like not months. It's kind of giving me the energy of exactly who you thought when you had the first inkling. Like, was Nine of Pentacles reversed? No, upright. You had an inkling immediately. It's you were right. And it feels like there's a deeper message that goes along with it, like something associated with taking a step forward or something associated with 1 foot in, 1 foot out type of thing. Any messages from spirit regarding my soul's journey and purpose and moving forward in a positive light? My soul's journey and purpose and moving forward in a positive light. I would say keep things close to the chest until they're up and running. Whatever you were dealing with other people is loosening its grip on you, but there's a need to still be cautious with who knows what about what you're planning or what you're doing moving forward to avoid tower moments and imbalance. You're being presented with an opportunity to not give your power away accidentally by letting people know too much before it happens. It's almost like needing to embrace your spirit team as your best friends right now, as opposed to getting that support externally because you're in this period of transition. Message and a song from Billy. Rainbow by Casey Musgraves. Musgraves? How you say that? Musgraves. When it rains, it pours, but you didn't even notice. It ain't raining anymore. What's the chorus? It's like, there's always been a rainbow hanging over your head. If you could see what I see, you'd be blinded by the colors. It feels like you're being held back because of a lack of closure, and there's a need to figure out a way to allow you without having all the answers or without really having. It's like you're waiting for someone else to shut this door behind you, but there's this message from Billy of like, turn around and shut the door and walk forward. Like it's time. It's time to trust yourself to embrace new beginnings, even though you feel like there's still loose ends to tie up. The loose ends are holding you back. Message from my guides about things going on in my life right now. Dreamer by Dermont Kennedy. Now I sit at this piano with my heart in my hands. Take my love and all my loss and get the darkness to dance. Interesting. From things going on in my life right now. It feels like there's a need to look for the why. There's a need to look for the reason. There's a need to look for why is this pattern showing up again? What do showing up is not the punishment. It's an opportunity to choose differently. It's an opportunity to say no more, no more entertaining this, no more engaging in this that feels like something that's from my past. When you know better, you choose differently. And this is the first opportunity you've had to know better because of experiences that you've had that allowed you to know better. So don't blame or shame yourself for the choices you made before you had the experience to choose differently for yourself. I'm gonna do 2 more and then go back to the other list. Thank you for becoming a member. The degree to which a person can grow is directly proportional to the amount of truth they can accept about themselves without running away. It feels like whatever it is that you're facing in yourself is helping you to see the way forward in a way that you didn't expect. And it's almost like you're realizing that people that were in your life recently weren't mirrors, they were more reflections of the past. And you're showing up differently for yourself. So the people who aren't a reflection of that are going to start to fall back. Thank you for answering me that way. Since his passing, I've been very upset, wondering if I could have saved him somehow. Yeah, no, this was something, I forget what cards came out on the right side, but this was like something that I kind of uncomfortably want to word it as like a ticking time bomb. Like it was there, it was going to eventually unfold that way, but there was this love that was needed to love from you that helped that transition. So I truly don't think there's anything you could have done differently there. Let me get a song, actually. Hold on. How Sweet It Is by James Taylor. Oh, I just said your love was needed. How sweet it is to be loved by you. Okay, to find where I was. Christ consciousness. Where is that? See what we got here. Number 33, the teacher, walk the talk. Number 33, walk the talk. Message and a token. It's a boot with number 53. Hold on. I feel like your husband wants me to shuffle a song from my country playlist. Whatever She's Got by David Nail. I want whatever she's got. Tell your mind before you thought it. What you thought your plan was, park it to figure out where your heart is. You've got the answer. It's like you already know the answer, but you're not all the way trusting yourself. It's almost like there's a situation where you're kind of like, I wish that he was here to give me the thumbs up or to tell me that I'm reading this correctly or telling me that I'm understanding this or choosing correctly. And he's like, yeah, I'm giving you the thumbs up. Oh, Knight of Pentacles. Move forward. 2 forces working together, him and you, in a matter of trust. It feels like there's this thumbs up. He's telling you, yes, you're understanding it correctly. You're perceiving it correctly. Your choice is the right choice. There's a need to trust yourself. Is my financial struggle almost over yet? there's a need to address some kind of fear or self-limiting belief. Yes, it's almost over, but it's over on the other side of you addressing some kind of self-limiting belief. It's almost like if the money wound that's showing up is really self-concept, or is really abandoning yourself, or abandoning your ideas, or not taking action, addressing that will open up whatever money wound blockage you're experiencing. K Ford, K-A-Y-E. K-A-Y-E. I do not have that. Have them resend it, because I do not have, when I type it into my search bar in my email, it doesn't come up. Are the people in the white car being paid by my landlord or neighbors to intimidate me, or neither? No, I feel like it's action taken on my own. Either it's not because of them, or it's like I'm taking action on my own behalf type of thing. What would be best to chat about on YouTube at the moment to attract some more energetic blocks clients? What topic would be best to chat about on YouTube to attract some more energetic blocks clients? I feel like maybe, I don't know if this is saying mother wound specifically, or if this is saying do a series where you break down the different wounds, what that would look like, how they would show up. It feels like starting with the more controversial wounds that a lot of people have: mother wound, father wound, abandonment wound, almost like making a series teaching about each one, or like the different ways that they can show up or affect you, like breaking them down, each wound type of thing. For some reason, I feel like mother wound would be a good place to start, or like lack of nurturing wound, abandonment wound type area. Could you make like a mapping of how these could connect, like a bunch of different wounds and how this wound can affect that wound, like a mapping type thing, and break it down into like a series? He loves you too, Christine. The cowboy boot, immediately I saw my country playlist, because my country playlist has a cowboy boot right next to it. I was like, oh, I know what that means. Message from my guides and a song. Message from my guides and a song. One second. None of these are the song. Head Above Water by Avril Lavigne. I gotta keep the calm before the storm. I don't want less. I don't want more. Trust yourself to make a decision that may break your heart but heal your soul. There's a need to be bold about choices that make other people uncomfortable with your boundaries. If they're uncomfortable with your boundaries, it's not your boundaries' fault. It's their ability to respect why you have those boundaries. There's a need to stand 10 toes down on boundaries and adjust situations with people in which they were offended by said boundaries. I'm going to do about 2 more, and then I have to hop off. I'm going to come on for another hour later in the week. Where was I on this list? What the heck? What topic? Any message from Ryan for me? That's the wrong playlist. Hold on. Give You Love by Alex Warren. You deserve a love and connections that don't make you doubt or question yourself. So don't settle for anything less than that. There's a need to be mindful about how situations from the past are affecting the way that you're currently seeing yourself and kind of clear the fog. Clear the fog. No, not new. I just got my hand retouched up. When I did a like a tarot event thing at a tattoo shop that my friend works at, so she redid my hand for me. I'm gonna see if there's anyone up here I did not get. Who are these people? The people in the white car, right? So if they're not on behalf of your landlord or neighbors, who are they? A situation that's not resolved from the past. What situation? Situation someone's not letting go of. This would be a situation that another person is still holding on to anger about being wrong. Like, I feel like I was wrong. I don't want to be wrong. I'm trying to show that I'm right, or I'm struggling to let go of something that I feel like I'm not getting what I want from. How do you know these people? Harry in reverse. So people in a car, not associated with your landlord, not associated with your neighbors, something that someone's struggling to let go of. It may not be that it doesn't feel like the people are sent on behalf of anyone else. It's like this is something that is it possible they're watching someone else? Like, is it possible that wherever you're seeing this, they're actually in view of something or someone else? Either that, or it's something that you didn't realize affected someone as much as they did, that they can't let go of it, if that makes sense. I was thinking about creating a group that works on unsolved cases through divination. Any advice for this possible endeavor? Discusses works on unsolved cases through divination. I would say being mindful with how much, how do I word this in a way that doesn't sound bad? Not like controlling the group, but being mindful about how much each person's input is affecting what's being perceived. I guess I would say sometimes people receive messages through divination that they misunderstand, and it may create like a bigger misunderstanding in the whole. So I guess I'd say figuring strategy to to take things seriously, but also with a grain of salt so that it doesn't affect the way that you're perceiving the information you're getting, if that makes sense. Almost like the warning here is not letting yourself question yourself because of the way that other people are receiving what they're receiving that may be contradictory to what you're receiving. I feel like that message is more for you than the group itself, though. Oh, that's your fear also. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, like almost like you've made a lot of progress on understanding the way that your spirit team talks to you, and they don't want you to question that based off of other people maybe disagreeing with you type of thing. Oh, the guy living beside you sells. Oh, someone you don't know personally, not someone who's sent to watch you, someone who could potentially be in the view of viewing someone else, a grudge from the past that they can't let go. That would fit. Are they watching that person? Are they actually watching that person? The Tower, 3 of Swords reversed, 3 of Wands would be the Watcher. I feel like they're watching that person. I feel like they're watching that person. That might even be undercover or something. 6 of Cups. Yeah, something from the past. Maybe not undercover. Maybe somebody who's mad at that person for a debt. It feels more like they're watching that person, but also maybe watching you to get your schedule or like to figure out how to get you to not see something they're doing type of thing. Yeah, it feels like it feels like you're in the vicinity of someone who's being watched, so too you feel like you're being watched and your moves may be being watched, but it's because it's associated with whoever else they're watching. It's weird. All right, everyone, I'm going to hop off. I will be back on later in the week. Mods, if you didn't send in your question for this month yet, please do so. I'm going to have them hopefully out by the end of this week. Yeah. Thank you to everyone for being here. I will talk to you soon.